Hi there. My name is Margot, and today I'm going to tell you some of my ghost stories. This is going to be a different style of video than I normally do. Normally I write some beautiful eloquent story and read it off a page in my delicious narrator voice. But today I just want to speak from the heart. So, let's get into it. My sister's cat is staring at me right now. She's so funny. So the first story happened when I was in high school. I was probably 16, definitely no older than 16. And my friend was driving me home, and in our town there's a creek that runs through the town, and on one side of the creek, I mean, obviously, on the creek, there are orchards and stuff, and there's just a road that goes through. So when you're driving, it's the creek and the orchards. Now it's a little different because they've done some construction and stuff, but basically that's how it was. The way that I remember it is there was kind of a curve that we were going into, and in the curve from the creek, this big creature came out and crawled across the road. And I remember it being thin and spindly and massive, like human sized but animal shaped, kind of. I have a very clear image of what it looked like in my head. I don't know if that's actually the case or if that's just something that I put together later on. Hey, don't fight with each other. Hey. And I asked my friend about it today, the one who was driving me home. And I didn't ask for a description of the thing, but they called it a ghost fox. And I was like, it was a lot bigger than a fox. It was most definitely not a fox. And they agreed. They were like, yeah, it was pretty massive. But also, they remembered it in the opposite. They remembered it going from an orchard into the creek, which is objectively worse. Because why are you going into the creek? Don't like that. And then we agreed that we would never speak of it again. And here I am. But it's been 9 years. At least 9 years. So that was my first story. My second story, I'm telling these in chronological order also. It was my second year of college, my first year in the apartment. And I was home alone, and I was just working on a painting, and I was facing my bedroom door. And out the bedroom door, out the bedroom door, I could see into the entire apartment. There was a hallway, and then it opened up into the living room and kitchen. And between the living room and kitchen, I could see movement. And I was like, I'm home alone. If I shut the door, then that's not happening. That's not my business if I can't see it. So I got up and I shut the door. And I could hear then the kitchen cabinets moving. And I was like, if I can't hear it, then it's not happening. And I turned up my podcast a little bit louder. And and then finally, I heard on my bedroom door. And I was like, oh no. Oh no. And I was completely frozen with fear. And what I knew, that I don't know, my reasoning was if it's knocking on the door, then it's not in here, it's out there. So if I'm in here, then I'll be okay. I just need to wait for someone else to come home, and then I can go through the apartment to leave for a minute and take a breather. And So I did exactly that. I sat there, waited for someone to come home, went to Target, and then after a while just drove back because I didn't have anywhere else to go. And then nothing else happened in that apartment. So that I can remember, nothing else happened in that apartment. So next story. My entire demeanor is going to change while I tell this story, trust and believe. It still has like a grip on me. Okay, so it was the next year. It was my third year of college and my second year living in that apartment. And I suffered a tremendous loss. I'm trying to figure out exactly the right words to use. I was going through like a really crazy period of grief. I was losing my mind, essentially. And I had come home to just be with my family for a weekend. And so in my bedroom, it's a little rectangle. My bed used to be right here, and the door is here. And from this angle, I can see... Hi, Spice. Hi, Spice. From where my bed was, I could see... She can tell that I'm really uncomfortable. Hi, Spice. Oh, you're sitting in my lap now. Oh, you're sitting in my lap now. Thank you. Okay, cool. My parents' door, not my sister's bedroom door. There's like a little blind spot in there. My parents' bedroom door, and then like part of the hallway on this side and part of the hallway over here where the laundry baskets are. So I come home. I was laying in my bed. I was sleeping. I was awoken by the sound of like metal being scraped on concrete. Neither of those things are in our house. Or like it could have been, you know, like wood being pulled across a wood floor. That's what I thought it was originally. But now thinking back on it, I'm like, it was more grating, and I could feel it vibrating my bed and the house around me. And immediately after that noise happened, my bedroom door opened on its own. Don't know how that happened. Hasn't happened before, hasn't happened since. And in the doorway, behind the door that had just opened on its own, there was a tall, dark, thin human figure. And it didn't have a face because it was just a shadow, but I could tell that it was looking at me and that it wanted me to approach it. I grabbed my phone and moved it onto my bed with me because it was on the bookshelf that was next to my bed. I grabbed my phone and moved it onto the bed with me and put it like right under my pillow because I was gonna like call someone. I pulled my blankets over my head, and then after a minute, maybe like an hour, I finally felt calm enough to like pull the blankets down and take a look at the room. And I got up and I shut my bedroom door again, and I asked my family about it in the morning, and none of them had heard anything, or they didn't see anything, or anything. I was the only one that experienced it. And I think it was definitely real. It definitely happened. And I think that it was just because of the, like, amount of grief that I was experiencing. The thing that lives in my house was just, like, having a field day feast with me and my bad vibes. So, those are my 3 stories. I hope that you enjoyed them. I hope that they were, like, not unintelligible. Spice says good night, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.